Welcome to the beautiful indoor studios in downtown Cancun, Mexico. We're using the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck today and doing the soul family read, which to me is like the most dearest to my heart, I should say. It's a little tricky because I normally don't read for myself. When I was very first starting tarot, I was reading everything, researching, and a lot of me, I'm headstrong. Like, I don't buy that. But when I heard like, don't read for yourself, I got it. And occasionally I do. It's really necessary. I steel myself, and because tarot doesn't say what we want necessarily. That's the whole thing. It's talking about what our soul wants, what our soul needs. When I do personal readings, it's always confidential, but just often, people getting a reading or love reading. I mean, it's not because things are going well, and often, they want to hear it's going to be okay. They really do love me. They're going to leave their wife or husband and be with me like they're saying, or whatever it is that you want. And it's kind of like what we want, what our ego wants. And, tarot's going to consistently speak from the soul about what the soul wants. And I think it speaks really to your guides and angels. But, so same for myself. So you have to be prepared to hear the truth, not necessarily what you want, That's the other thing about tarot. It just answers questions, It's not, I don't know, to say that, because some people seem to think it's like magic or something. I think there's energy that can heal in a whole lot of different ways. I don't know. I think with tarot as an astrologer too, astrology's kind of the same way, And both of them, what they could do is like be the, maybe you come in, something's wrong. Well, what's the first thing they're going to do? Run some tests, x-rays. That's what tarot is. That's what definitely astrology is. And then they can say from the x-rays, well, third house, communication, local environment, there's your malefic planet, Saturn, restricting, da-da-da. And you can begin to diagnose and then make suggestions for treatment. And you really, I think, is best to the whole looking at it like a doctor is a good way to do it, But a general practitioner, not a specialist, someone that can take all the information and just stolt that into like a diagnosis or something helpful. So with the soul family, just think Terence McKenna, find the others. I'm just going to do 4 cards. I did pre-shuffle, guys. And the Hierophant. Now, this is to show us where we're at, where our heart is at, and where our mind is at, and where we spiritually are at, where our soul is at. This is what this is, because in this reading, it's a soul reading about manifestation, spirituality, primarily. We're there. I'll tell you, something that comes to mind with this is like, well, I just got this feeling of respect, and I suddenly feel a little cold and vulnerable. I was feeling really good a minute ago. I want to get up and turn off the fan. But it's not cold. I'm just a pussy, honestly. We really are entering a new cycle. Someone comment, I'm really feeling it now. It's like everything's lining up just like I figured it would, and just like it's not just me, it's like in the stars. Just like the map says, it's all kind of coming down. Look at it, guys, because this next few weeks here, between now and the eclipse, and then we got the solstice coming in, and that's a wrap for the 8-8 Lionsgate manifestation. We should be seeing our manifestation just tumbling in, and don't be surprised if it comes in at the last minute and on a dime. But what comes to mind for me with this Hierophant here now is responsibility. And I know it's kind of negative, but I'm kind of like, wow, it's like, how can I put it? If I made the same mistake now with full knowledge that I have of everything and the full ramifications of everything, and I were to make a mistake, I were to do something dishonest or did not live up, especially Sagittarius, did not in any way live up to my own inner sense of value, well, it'd be a lot to pay. It'd be a heavy cost to pay for that, heavier than usual, in my opinion, in terms of karma. Once we kind of reach a certain level, we also have a lot more responsibility, and so, would suffer a heavier consequence, though. I mean, if you can manifest something, and then you do something essentially evil in some way, yeah, not good. Now, here is her crossing position, a hermit, right? Normally I say often it can be just the energy of the card is reversed, but not so here, because the energy of the hermit reversed is like it could be valid too. You've been in it long enough and you're about to come out, and you might be having a little trouble with it, like that would be the reverse, just kind of, and it's the same, I guess, is like you're not wanting to come out. You're in a comfort zone of inner learning, turning the light. He's turning the light on the hermit. And this is supposed to represent reason it's Taurus. It's the divine on earth. The Pope, I think, literally, but leaving all the energy problems around the Pope alone. And just saying the manifest, like God manifest on earth, like spirit manifesting into reality, the 5D into the 3D. And I think with the hermit here, it's not wanting to leave this cave, not wanting to leave become. Usually this is very difficult energy. Some people never do this in their whole lives. Some people are never the hermit. I've been the hermit forever. And I think it's over, but like there's wanting that, I think too of a train a lot, with the astral train manifestation coming that hasn't gotten here yet, and the momentum of things. We're in energy. I'm 62. This energy's been going on my whole life. It's been going on at least for 30-year cycles, if not your whole lives. And now it's starting to change. Well, you got the train, you got momentum. When you hit that brake, because you've seen them in many movies, the train doesn't stop right away. It keeps going, for a good ways, just carried by its own momentum. And that's the feeling I'm having of the momentum, and it's like really settling on me. Like I said, I'm a little concerned when I think of the fact that that thoughts have become like arrows that can hit their mark before even being flung. Well, now how important is a thought? And how bad is it if I say, fuck that person, I hope they die, which I've done before. When I got really angry, I'm not a vengeful person or anything, but sometimes it just flashed through my mind. Someone cut you off in traffic or something like that, well, you're already frustrated or something. So, it's daunting, I think, is the energy. Maybe that's why my hermit here is reversed, huh? That's if you're relating to that. Now, what's this? Spirit's advice for us. And as advice from Spirit, this is about setting boundaries, but I think this is also about speaking up, saying your truth. That's what, look at it, how it's holding up. It's like righteously. And an ace here of anything is firm, set, determined beginning. It's not something you're going to fall back on. It's not a page. There's no 7 of Cups. There's no hangman anywhere. It's a clear, firm Ace of Swords, and that's saying, I am here, I have made it, I am fulfilling my destiny, I am aligning with my soul's path right here and now, aligning with my soul's path. And that's, I think, because this is in the blocking position. If it was in this position of the Ace of Swords, suggestions, it would be, yeah, we need to do some inner work. What this is saying is we've done the inner work. We need to get out there and live and express it and be honest and be open. And I think this is how the world's going to change. It's not going to change from bullets. Power versus force. It's not going to, no amount of AKs and caves and ammo and gold and silver. What's going to change when we all just stand up for ourselves. And, this doesn't even mean doing anything. It just means that this internal transformation, and then just proclaiming that it's like coming out of the closet. It's exactly like you realize you're gay and you're like, yeah, I know, there's problems some people have and this and that, and you know what, but here's me. This is how I am. There's nothing wrong with it. It's the right thing, and I ain't hiding my light under a bushel basket anymore. And I might even talk about my light. Wow. Significantly, I think this Knight of Pentacles now in the outcome is looking back at the Ace of Swords. And I said, I don't think this is a kind of thing that's like we've probably been through. Oh, we're gonna New Year's resolution mentality, and then by January 16th, we never go to the gym again. Gyms live on that. They hire temp work for a few weeks and then they're good the rest of the year because everyone does this. But I think this is showing that it's sticking, because what's going to stick in Knight of Pentacles? The Knight of Pentacles is the fucking Terminator. It's not going to stop to rest. It's not going to change its mind. It's not going to waffle. It's determined. It's implacable. And that's showing that it's kind of like saying now and forevermore we can be ourselves, and we can rest assured that we'll be able to handle it. It won't lead us into ruin here. Very solid. It's almost like a bookend. You've got to reverse it to show it. You've got the Knight of Pentacles looking at the Hierophant here as we come in. And I want to tell you, this is nothing less than just spiritual mastery. It's operating maybe at a higher level. I think this is operating at one of the highest levels that we ourselves can operate at. We're doing it, and we just need to move on into our own manifestation. I always knew all along, manifestation for me is spiritual, because this Saturn, Uranus square, that's the big deal here, overriding everything. Uranus in my 9th house, and I think that's where you're going to get the change. Uranus is changing things. Uranus will win. Uranus will break Saturn down. It will break down the walls, in that house. And so a lot of things happening there, opening up for me, and there's nothing wrong with that. Now, unlike the Knight of Pentacles, it's facing back into the reading, and particularly to this opening up and declaration of our own truth. This is a declaration of our own truth. Simple as that. We've got the Page of Cups moving off into the reading now. So I got to tell you, I said with the Hermit, this is blocking. We're having trouble really allowing ourselves to open up now, allowing the energy to flow. We're finding it difficult to think like, wait, you mean I don't have to think about how this here situation relates to me when I was 5? And no, I don't have to do that anymore? What do I do? Well, you think about nothing, or you just live, or you have fun, or you have an orgasm, or you have a day at the beach, or you just, you make love, you write great poetry, you do your work, and you talk about like what you're doing and what you're thinking about and what you're feeling and what you want and what your desires are, and just future oriented stuff. And it's all about how we love. And with this cup here, I'm thinking Venus in Capricorn, which you probably know, there's a lot out there on it. It's a good one to spend a little time, just YouTube, however you do it, or Google if you read. Venus in Capricorn, what's that transit going to be like? There's a lot of really good stuff, but this is us really stepping into our life now with our emotions and with an open heart here. And there's childlike quality. Look at the page. I love this. With the childlike quality. What's the last sin? Spiritual pride. This is not spiritual pride. This kind of could be, but I think we need this. I need it. I got Sun square to nodes. We need to stand up and we need to say, you know what? Fuck you. This is me. Fuck you. This is me. I'm not going to apologize for me. And say it to whomever we need to say it to. But it doesn't mean we have to be in this spiritually arrogant energy and have a chip on our shoulders. We go forward with an open heart and loving heart, like a child into life, Imagine, I'm feeling this. Thank you, Spirit. Honestly, thank you. Let me know. If you could think of somewhere to share this, any platform of social media, please do. You can help me out. Comment, helps the channel. Do subscribe if you haven't. Hit the bell. Check out my other readings. I'm doing like 5 readings a day now, 4 or 5 readings a day, depending on how I do the singles. Thank you, guys.